Hello, my name is Grian, and today I'm going to be showing you 10 living room designs in Minecraft. So following on from my series of 10 design rooms, again me and the crew have put together 10 more designs. So let's start with the first one, which is a snow-based room which fits in a more modern design. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of white in this room. It does match a modern scenario, and you can only do a lot of these things with creative mode. These custom heads you can only acquire through command blocks or through a plugin, so to get your hands on those you really need to have access to an online server. And of course we have a TV design here. Most living rooms do have a TV if you're living in the 21st century, so you can do these pretty easily with a multitude of designs. Of course I'm using a custom map here to make the pure black screen there. Sometimes a block is not as appropriate. And you can see that I've got a barrier block here, but this is a little bit misleading. It doesn't actually keep the snow up. If you want to have snow floating like I have there, you need World Edit, as I mentioned earlier. If not, perhaps you would like to choose a iron gate. Next up, we have a more slanted room, but again, covering a more modern approach to living room designs. So as you can see, there are these different kinds of speakers, and in fact you may even want to put some black banners on them or something like that, and they are note blocks so you could hit them to make some noise. Got some glass. Windows are actually very important. Windows are not something I cover too much. You can put banners inside staircase blocks to make them look like pillows on a chair. It's actually quite easy. You put the banner on the floor and then simply put the staircase on the top, and you can simulate that really easily. And if you do that in a big line, you can have a sofa full of cushions. So apart from the overall shape, there's not too much to talk about on that room. This is the attic design, which has been a popular one in all of the series that I've been doing. And you have a window, again, not very covered, but having that simple half slab on the top coupled with the banner makes a really nice design. Everything else really simple and covered before. We had a simple television and we have a nice little fireplace. It fits in with those themes. Now this one is a great design. It's like a home theater, and apart from the sort of wall design and stuff, what's cool about this one is the flat screen TV with some custom maps attached to the front of barrier blocks. Now obviously you can only get barrier blocks if you're in creative, but if you can get your hands on them, it's a really cool design. And these speakers are really detailed for how small they are. They utilize a item frame, button, and a glass pane on the item frame, which has been rotated to make it look like a speaker. But apart from that, we have the nice slanted roof, and what this really does is focus your eyes downwards towards the screen, so when you look inside, the screen is the dominating feature. Next up, we have another design, just with a slightly different palette. We have the TV, which is going to be fairly consistent throughout the video, lots of flat screen TVs for a living room. We have a piano design, which you may have seen in a previous video. You can actually go up and play it just by right-clicking all of the daylight sensors. It doesn't look particularly fancy, but I think it is a nice touch nonetheless. And then we have some custom heads, a few little decorations, some paintings, the fireplace. The roof has a little minor detail to it. All in all, works together quite well. Next up, we have another design with a lot of familiar designs in them from tricks and tips videos, and indeed from this series with the skylights, with the carpet on top of the glass, some trapdoor shelves. But what's different about this one is we have a table tennis design here, just using some carpet, some string. And you might have seen this before, but it's just different to a TV. Instead of a TV here, you've got more of a practical sense, like a games room, and then everything else is stuff that you've probably seen before. So, moving on to the next room, we have a more sandstone design with a little bit more modern features. This is just a similar room, but with a different palette. So we've got the TV mounted straight on the wall with some trapdoors. We've got the banner trick to look like pillows. We've got a few lamps here and there, some paintings, just with a different wall. We got some glowstone with some tricks there, so nothing too fancy. So moving on, we have a modern design. Now these always look unique, and indeed all they are is utilizing quartz blocks and the cyan clay for the walls, and that's really what gets that contemporary look with a modern build. The TV has been mounted slightly differently, even with the small detail of adding a button underneath so you can sit in your armchair and look at the TV. Nothing too fancy there, but what you can do with these modern builds is really use half slab to create these weird shapes that look like bookshelves and stuff like that. And then you can have the lights in the roof, but all of those put together equal a nice modern build. This one is more like a lounge kind of area. There's no TV or anything. It's like a contemporary modern place as well, but in a slightly different way, because like not every time you want to build modern do you have quartz and cyan clay, but this one has like a little gas burner here just as the centerpiece of the room. But there's something I want to talk about in this room in particular that I haven't really covered in general. What is the most important thing here is this edge here. You see how that lowers it half a block. Now, utilizing the Y coordinate, as I've said multiple times, is very, very important. But what this really does is funnel your vision to the corner where the centerpiece of the fireplace is. And that's what is really, really important there, utilizing depth. And finally, we have a very wooden design, sort of like a shack or like a wooden hut kind of deal. Just again with this half a slab upwards, we create a room which guides the eyes of whoever's looking at it into the details. So we got a couple of pretty cool chairs here, nothing too fancy, just it's like an organized mess again. Like you can see how these have all been placed in a sort of botched style, so it looks like it's been very handmade, but again it all looks really good, and you can create these easy to do potted plants using a cauldron and a couple of leaves, but all in all, you get a nice feeling from this one. You can see all the little details in there and how log has been used, and how even just mixing up a couple of different slabs can really affect the room in general. And that's it, those are all 10 designs. I know that some of them were just rehashed under different palettes, but there were quite a few unique ones in there as well. So big thank you to all the crew who contributed designs to this video. They've helped me out a lot, so if you see them about on Twitter, go and say hello, they're really talented guys. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. As always, please give me some suggestions and feedbacks in the comment section. I love reading what you guys are up to or what you would like me to build or whatever. It doesn't even have to be particular like a tutorial. In fact, I've noticed that you guys have been enjoying my gameplay a little bit more than my tutorials. It's very apparent in the views that they're getting, so please let me know what you would like me to do. If you want me to try out a non-Minecraft game, or if you want me to try out something different, I have a big roleplay series that's solo based in the works, and it's going to be a little bit of time before I'm ready to actually produce it, but I've got some good ideas, I've got a good crew behind me, so hopefully that's going to be really fun to watch. Other than that, I have a couple of events which I'm going to. As I mentioned in the previous video, I'm going to MINEVENTION and INSOMNIA, both in March, and there will be some information in the description if you want to meet me in person. So, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching.